Oh, okay, now we're recording. Why did I think it... Okay, whatever. Something bad happening in Oz. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we talk about different performances and then we share our perspectives. Now, if you're new here, hey, I'm Cara Darling, and if you love musical theater, then you will love the show. If you have been following me for a while, you're probably thinking, this is a different setup. Is this a new camera? Is this a new mic? Yes. I just flown into LA to visit my aunt, but I needed to record stuff, and this is all new things. So just like bear with me as I don't know, this will be a fun journey for me to figure out this equipment. But anyways, I wanted to come on here and talk about Cynthia Erivo went to be interviewed. There's an article, it's on Broadway World, so if you want to read the article yourself, go ahead to the description and do that. But there were things that was said through this that, let's just say, I'll get to the parts where I think will be popular and things that I'm like, ooh, that might be wicked, but not in a good way. So let's just jump into it. Let me get to the first quote that she says. So Cynthia says, I don't know that you can compare them when talking about the musical and the movie. I don't know that you can compare them. It's like apples to oranges. The show is its own thing. The show is its own legend. I think this film is both an homage to the show and the book, she said. So, okay, sorry, there's two sides to it for me. There's a side where I'm like, oh no, what are you talking about? And it puts me in a panic because it makes me feel a sense of, so wait, are you ignoring the musical when you say apples to oranges, even though you're saying, no, we do take from the musical? And so I'm like, oh no. But then I wonder, well, are you saying this so then the fans' expectations are lower, so we're not coming in trying to say, is this better than the musical? And then the fans are coming in more like, will I enjoy this movie musical, and not compare it to the stage? Okay. Erivo continued, we also get to create something really new and slightly different to what you'd be used to seeing. We're lucky in that way. We have the space to really fill the world and to really fill these characters. Absolutely, there are so many things within Oz that you can't necessarily put on stage, and so they are able to show us the world. So she's correct with that. She also went on to say that fans will possibly get a deeper understanding of Elphaba Glinda through the film. You'll be able to get into the psyche of these women. You'll get to know them more. You will live with them a lot more. You'll live with them a lot longer. I think it's really special that we get to reintroduce these two women to you in a slightly different way. This is what I have been noticing a lot with movies, especially Netflix, is they do a lot of talking and not a lot of, show me, don't tell me. Okay, so I just watched The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah, and in the beginning of the movie, you see her cut out coupons to go buy things. You see her cook, but then she doesn't eat the food. She takes the picture and puts in her possibilities book. You see her go to choir, and she's not singing as loud as the other people. So instead of Queen Latifah's character, Georgia, coming in and saying, I don't live life to the fullest, you know that I cut my coupons. It's like, you don't have to tell us, just show us in it. And that's what film is able to do a lot more than stage. That's as much of the article I wanted to talk about. I did hear that there will be new songs in the Wicked movies, and the thing, I'm actually excited about that. I do think that the music hopefully is so good that then people are saying, I wish this song was in the musical, kind of like they did with Dreamgirls with Listen, the song that Beyonce had, and now it's in the Dreamgirl revivals and things. I don't poo-poo the idea of them adding music and sort of taking their own direction with the story, because look at Grease. Grease, the movie, is very different than what it was on Broadway. Now, and don't forget, Grease was on Broadway first and then became a movie, and they also added tons of new songs songs in that movie that is now gone into the revival of Grease. At least I believe so, or some of the songs have. Sorry, there's more. Oh my gosh. The thing that I'm maybe the most surprised by, and I'll say this about character exploration and the relationship that she has with Glinda, is that when you start to crack it open, you start to learn that these two women both have hurts of their own and they have to overcome, and they've been overcompensating by doing certain things to cover what they're feeling, she said. I mean, yes, true. You see that on stage. You get to see their hearts a little bit more, and you realize that these two women are actually really alike. Yes, they're very different, but actually at their very core, they're two very similar beings who have almost the same wants, but have very different ways of getting to them. I think the thing about Elphaba and Glinda is they're very different. They're very different people. And I think that's the thing about looking at them surface wise, but then when you really know their dreams and wants and desires, yeah, it's very similar. So maybe that's just sort of like character exploration and stuff, but what she is presenting is something you do see in the musical. So again, I'm so stuck on the apples and oranges thing. I'm just like, please don't take away what this musical has done. And another thing is, like, I am very excited about this show, but I'm not about the director. And it's John M. Chu. He did Crazy Rich Asians. And I think when it comes to him directing movies, I'm like, oh, okay. But when it comes to him doing movie musicals, like he did In the Heights, and I haven't seen it, so I could be wrong, but the reason why I didn't want to see it is because it looked like a long music video. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go watch a music video. What gets me into musicals is the story and the fact they have to sing about it and stuff. And so and especially knowing Ariana Grande is in it, which I am excited about it. But something that worries me is like, oh no, are they just going to shoot her as Glinda as if she's in a music video? And I want to see more than that. And I don't want them to get stuck on the superficialness of like, oh, Elphaba's green and we're in Oz and look how beautiful this all is. And like, let's get into the cinematography, and it takes away from the story and the vulnerability that these two characters like have to go through when it comes to heartbreak, whether it's about a boy, whether it's about their purpose and family and things like that. But yeah, anyways, darlings, that's it for today's episode. I would love to know your perspective in this. And yeah, what do you think? Are you thinking like Wicked is going to be amazing? Some people are saying the first Wicked movie is probably going to be awesome, which makes sense to me because the music in the first act, like popular, defying gravity, dancing through life, will be happening in the first movie. So I think the second movie is when they really need to start putting their own music or put stuff, because I mean there's the Fiyero For Good is nice, but you know it's a beautiful ballad. So I mean Sentimental Man, I mean I don't know, part of me was thinking let's cut that song, but then again Jeff Goldblum doing it, I'm down to see him do it. But yeah, anyways, darlings, that's it for today's episode. Love to know your thoughts. And without further ado, take care, darling.